everyone, welcome back, and today it is the 23rd of July and we are working on prompt 17, which is found in the forest, and this is part of the July Junk Journal challenge run by Leigh. Found in the forest. Okay, let me just show you a picture of the view from the back of our house. So you can see why Mr. General laughed when I told him about this prompt as we were walking the other day through the area that you've just seen, and I was picking things up, and his comment was, well, you're a little bit spoilt for choice here, aren't you? So I have some dried lichen or lichen, depending where you come from. I have some skeleton leaves, I have some bark, and I also have, of course, for New Zealand, some ferns, again dried. And I mean, it's autumn, it's not even autumn, it's winter here, so you know, we have a lot of things that are dried up, like these leaves. So yeah, really spoilt for choice today with the materials that I could use. Now I've prepped a page here already, and this is actually the back of the envelope that is in the journal that I used yesterday. And as you can see, what I've done, I've put a little bit of a mixture here. I have got some olive and some pale olive acrylic paint, and I've literally just put them on with a brush randomly. So that's going to be my background. Now I have this tree stencil, and I was thinking I might use it sort of this way and sponge a little bit of a darker green on, just to give a little bit of pattern down this side to add a bit of interest. Now I also have some bits from magazines here. Now we are members of Forest and Bird, which is a New Zealand conservation organisation, and so I have a few. We get a magazine from them every month or so, and I have a few pieces here which have come from that magazine. This one is in fact a copy of an old poster, an old Forest and Bird poster from the sort of 1930s and 40s, and it is talking about preserving the New Zealand forest, or the ngāhere, which is the other name for it. And it's talking about how we have quite a lot of native trees that aren't found anywhere else, but it's also talking about the damage that the introduced species are doing, such as the deer and the possums, and they are eating and destroying a lot of the forest, as well as man's influence, really. So it's quite an interesting historical poster. I've also got an old bushman here, and an old postage stamp with the kiwi. And of course the kiwi largely live in the bush, so in the forest. And there's also a really lovely poem here, and this has come from the Forest and Bird magazine, and unfortunately I don't know who it's by. But it's talking about a stand of puriri, a copse of kahikatea, a shambles of manuka, and they are all native trees in New Zealand. It's also talking about the kauri and the birds, and it's talking about planting in the forest and preserving, you know, that environment. So it's a really lovely poem, and I would like to include that somewhere as well. But anyway, we will see. As you know, with me, these things evolve, and sometimes they come out completely differently. But I am going to start by, I've got some meadow green here, and I'm going to start by just using a sponge, I think, and using the stencil to give it a bit of a background. I'll dry that off, and then we'll see where we go from there. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. we've got quite a nice background there. That's more or less dry. There's a couple of little tacky bits still, but that's okay. I think I'm going to focus on this old poster, and I'm going to put that in the middle, and I think I'm going to use some of the natural materials that I have to form like a border around it. But obviously with things like these skeleton leaves, you will be able to see that background through. So that's where I'm aiming to go. So okay folks, so there's our page for today, found in the forest. And as you will see, I had to use quite a bit of glue on there, so I'm going to leave this page to dry overnight now, but I really quite like that. There's an important environmental message in the middle there, which came from the 30s or 40s, but is still so relevant for today. You know, sometimes it feels like as a society we just do not learn. Anyway, I quite like this idea of the message peeping through from the layers and layers of the forest, because that's kind of how it is in nature. There's lots and lots of layers, and we've got the little stamp back there representing the kiwi, who is quite hidden, and that is the nature of the kiwi. They hide, and we don't see them very often. So there we go, guys, found in the forest. I've tucked my label just inside today, as you will see, because I couldn't find anywhere for it to fit. I hope that's been enjoyable for you to watch. We will be back once more tomorrow. I think the prompt for tomorrow is bird or tea bag. I know we've got those two the rest of this week. I am not sure which way around they go. I'm going to get myself cleaned up and remove the forest from my desk before tomorrow. But for now, thank you for watching, guys. Ka kite anō.